So, of course, the snow is melting. You can't really see that. Well, I'm back again with some mixed emotions because I just finished up watching Women of the Movement. Um, I was having a hard time watching it last night, having some difficulty watching it last night, but I finished it up today. And as usual, I hope this device can hear me clearly. But finished it up today, and yeah, I still was teary-eyed and and just outright shed tears. I got teary-eyed at first, but then I shed tears. Like at the part where she was trying to wash and dry the clothes and stuff, and she just yelled out her son's name. Because she said he used to wash the clothes before, and he must didn't let her know that he had gotten it like jammed or something like that. So that was sad. But I still had mixed feelings and stuff. Of course, looking at those white people looking smug and with the smirk, kind of like seemingly smirks on their face and all that, and even where they were shown the men were shown kissing their wives after being found not guilty. Then when it was said that, I guess whoever they talked to after the case, even though they couldn't be tried again, they went on and confessed to it and basically said that they made an example out of them. And just pretty much got away with it. And then the other thing that came into play was, and I'm eating some pizza, so smacking a little bit, but was they went digging on Emmett Till's dad, Louis Till, and I see in the series, in the show, where the lady that portrayed Mamie, she was like, he didn't really even know his dad and this, that, and third, even though he was found with the ring with his dad on, with his dad's initial. But she was like, he didn't even really know his dad. And when they went digging, it was said that he had raped 2 women, and I guess he was executed. That was just crazy to me because I'm the type of person, I still feel like and believe it's a sin issue more than it's a skin issue. And again, I'm not saying that people don't hate or dislike people because of the color of their skin. I get that. I do believe that has happened. But it was, of course, it starts as a hatred issue first, and some form of hatred, and hatred just manifests as racism or whatever, white supremacy and all that. Or some kind of, I'm gonna just say some kind of supremacy. In that case, it was white supremacy, but some kind of supremacy. And especially when was his name? Roy, and the other one, whatever that man's name is, bald-headed man name is, was telling the story afterwards from their perspective, and how he was saying that the boy was saying, yeah, I've been with these white women, and I'm better than y'all, and I'm not scared of y'all, and I'm better, what else he say? He said, yeah, just was saying that he had pride or whatever. But I've seen stuff like that rear up in people that have the same skin color as me. So I cannot get away from it being a sin issue as opposed to just a skin issue. I've seen people, other black people think, oh, well, I'm supreme, I'm better than her, and literally look down on me. I'm the type of person that I don't really care as long as you don't bring that over here close to me. I don't really care. That's on you. That's your feelings. It could be white, black, blue, whatever. I don't care. You can feel like you're better than me, you look better, whatever. You look better, you have better things than me. I don't care. I don't feel like I'm here to compete and compare myself with you. But just, yeah, like they always say, at the end of the day, and when it's all said and done, everybody's coffin is going to be the same size. It's going to be 6 feet under, more than likely, or unless you get your mausoleum and all that other stuff or whatever. But yeah, so whatever. um, but like I said, I've seen that where people have just been seething with hatred, jealousy, envy, you name it, the deadly sins, and just nastiness and just foul. Um, and something just takes over and just enrages them. I'm laughing because I just laugh at the enemy, period. But it just enrages them to want to hate somebody else, and sometimes, and maybe oftentimes, to the point to where they want to do something violent. And that's scary, it's creepy to me or whatever. That's why I do stay on alert, because I have seen it. And you know I don't know, I just have mixed feelings. Like I said, if they did that to that boy, or however it happened or whatever, and then of course it was said that Carol Ann Bryant admitted that she lied about some parts, but then the cousins on there that were with Emmett, they did say that he whistled at the lady. I guess the lying part was that he actually touched her and put his arms around her and stuff like that. But they said he whistled at her, and so I'm definitely not saying that equates to, oh, he needs to be killed. I don't know, for back in them times. I mean, evidently it was definitely taken serious, but or taken pretty offensive, should I say. I don't even want to say serious, because but the fact that, yeah, he did it. And his mom, I seen on the part where they said his mom was saying that if he was whistling, I taught him to whistle. I think they even put that in the movie as well. um if he was whistling, it was to help with his speech when he starts stuttering and stumbling over words. So I don't know, but the cousin said they seen him whistle, and they couldn't. They wondered why would he do that, and then he didn't want to tell the man of the house that he was with, and see, and that's if that's the case, that's where it becomes a a sin issue and an accountability issue, as far as not wanting to tell the adult the truth of what happened, and yeah, help them to prepare, or better help you to figure out what to do to avoid something crazier happening, which was the result. Um, um, yeah, but not wanting to tell the adult, and probably didn't want to get sent home and stuff like that. But you know, that's why I have to pray. And I'm talking about this too, even just still talking from a place of my daughter not being here. I don't know what she could be out there doing. I don't know who could be out there influencing her. All I can do is pray that God is leading her and guiding her, and that she's being influenced. I've honestly had some dreams that where I've seen her like looking like she was choosing to partake in otherwise, in as opposed to what I've taught her and what I've prayed that God would lead her. And with that comes consequences, and I'm saying that even for myself. I've been times where I just disobeyed parents, or just disobeyed the will of God, disobeyed what God was telling me, and there's consequences. Because I don't want to sound harsh, but at the same time, I can't. I don't have no way to like clean it up or filter it or whatever, um, without it sounding harsh to some people, because people are just people. To me, people be in their emotions, and of course, when you see that on TV, when you see her shedding all those tears, and of course, you see what happened to the body, and they putting the cotton gin around them, and um, I mean, just the way they did them, that's hurtful. And me knowing I got 2 sons, I would never. And my daughter, I wouldn't want to witness none of my kids, in that type of condition. That's why me personally, I just be like, Lord, I hope and pray. I have been, this steward over them by me listening to you and operating in the spirit of truth. And of course I made my mistakes, and my mistakes can result in consequences or things reaping and sowing showing up in their lives. I believe some people don't agree or believe that any of the parents' sins can manifest in the lives of the children, but I do. And so, I just be trusting God with that. But it's it's just tough to pinpoint, and like when you're not there and you didn't know, you really do not know. Only God knows. And then when she broke down, when they put her as portraying the breakdown, crying with her mom and stuff, I still have mixed feelings about that, because the mom was the one who was like, let him go. And I wonder how she felt, regarding her mom, but yet the mom was still the one that was embracing her and telling her to get past it and all this other stuff. Would not in a, you know, like demanding type of way, but trying to by appearances encourage her to get past it. I tell you, it just really tries to stir up some stuff on the inside of me, because I do know how my so-called mom, she told me to allow my daughter's dad and his mom, allow them to buy her stuff, let them show her off. And because I was young and impressionable, and especially by my so-called mom, I was influenced by that. And I, not too much, because a part of me just felt like, I don't give a damn about what they buy her. Like I literally felt like that. I'm not finna just send I felt like I'm not just finna, just because they buy her stuff, I'm finna send my child over there. And that's how I felt. And her dad was locked up during that time anyway. But it was times where I knew I really needed something like clothes and this, that, and the third. And they was good for buying stuff. So, of course, I utilized that. And I still, as a mother, stood on what I had to do. Like, I don't give a damn what y'all buy her. I'm still not letting her. And then it got to the point where even where his mom was at one or a couple times was telling me she need to be wearing this, and wherever she sent over. I'm like, I'm sitting here like, I don't know I don't care who you think you are, for one. I don't care what title you feel like you got. I still feel like this, even though my daughter is not even here. Like, I don't give a damn about none of that. And my so-called mom kept trying to convince me, oh, she's been good to you and this. And I'm like, but you trying to convince me of this, but I know my personal up close and personal dealings with this person. And all the while, my so-called mom, she wasn't interacting with me in the way that she was telling me to interact with his mom. And she was not interacting with my child, as far as I knew, like that. Like, she wasn't trying to take advantage. She did little stuff, but she didn't really get the chance to do it like that, because because I'm not stupid. When I'm interacting with somebody, I'm paying attention, and I'm knowing what's going on. Even if I can't really call it, I know what's going on. So I was just like, whatever. And so, I have feelings like that. Like, you try to encourage me to just get money or material things out of these people, and then, but I didn't, that didn't sit well with me, and I didn't care about material things like that. Like, we needed stuff, of course. Kids need clothes, pampers, this, that, and the third, whatever. But I didn't care about that stuff. Um, so I think, it's stirring up something regarding that, and I just, all that it's trying to bring about, I most certainly submit it to God and give God the glory, and, be in the midst. And even, where my so-called mom tried to influence and encourage me in the wrong things, I forgive, but I also ask God to meet her at that place, you know what I'm saying? Hold her accountable regarding her words to me, especially if she knew better and she was just trying to manipulate. You need to answer for that. If she didn't know better, because my so-called dad was off somewhere else and didn't help her with that, and or if, what I'm saying, if she just didn't know better and she was just speaking ignorantly, and that's what she thought and really believed that's what I was supposed to do, God meet her where she's at. But and of course, I can't get away from even calling his mama his mammy. She's definitely, like I said before, she's vicious. So, she has reasons. Like, it's not even just my daughter. She does that with any young person, or probably any person, but definitely any young person that she comes in contact, where she tries to get them to favor her. Instead of just allowing people to like her for who she is, she tries to get them to favor her. I'm not even saying with buying stuff, but some of it be material, but it be her cooking or it be her just being around her, honey. You could be pulled in. So, vicious type stuff. But so I submit that to God on this day because that's what's coming up in me after I've watched that it was episode 5 and 6, and I believe those must be the last episodes. But then it prompted me to do some more like digging or research or whatever on YouTube, and I watched some stuff, and that's when I seen that the cousins were with him, and he did actually whistle at the lady. He just, I guess it was just a lot that he put his arms around her and all that other stuff. But and I feel like 13, 14-year-old boy, like honestly, was he 8 or 9 year old boy have tried me. And his mom was sitting right across the street. I mean, she was in the house, but he came over. He was influenced, I guess, by some other young boys in the neighborhood, and came to my door and said, "Hey, is my bed in there?" and all that. And just saying the stuff. So I do. So imagine if he was 8 or 9, a 14-year-old boy, teenager. You think that he's not capable of saying it or trying, even in them times, trying, knowing that you don't need to do that. That's not wise to do. Try a white woman like that. I mean, it don't matter what whether she was white or black, but in this case she was white. um and for me, I just told the little boy, boy, take your tail back on across the street. I'm not y'all peers. You're not gonna play with me like that. But did I feel the need to pull out a gun on him? I don't even think I told his mom at all. I just was like, being an adult, I have that authority, and being a woman of God, for sure, I got that authority to let you know, go on back where you came from. Don't do that. And don't mess yourself up like that. But I mean, and I'm just being real. That was an experience with me. That happened back in 2017. So, some people do make some stuff up just to be evil, but sometimes it's not made up, or sometimes it's fabricated, and sometimes it's just some extra exaggerations added on. But a lot of stuff that's spoken about, it's didn't happen. And, so that's another thing that just like, I hope and pray my kids are wise enough to not be out here trying to talk to no grown woman and in an offensive, disrespectful way. Um, and just because I'm not around or they don't got nobody watching them or whatever, carry yourself with some respect, and respect others. So, I don't know, man. It's just stirred up some stuff, and Lord have mercy on me. Mm-mm-mm. But definitely been a bunch of conspiring going on regarding my life, and I'm not gonna go deep on it because I done spilled most of it on these videos. But I am still like, wow, like, it's got me emotional after watching that, for real. Like, I can feel it in my throat. Like, I almost feel like I want to cry some more. And I just feel like it's a reason why God wants me shedding tears. We got tear ducts for a reason, and it's okay. It's perfectly healthy to cry. But, I think it's a deeper reason why. Not just me seeing that on TV. Because I teared up and cried, of course, when she would cry. And just thinking about what they, when they did show the parts where they portrayed what they did to the boy. Took him to that little garage like place and beat him, and surrounded by all these white people, and maybe even a few black guys was there, and they was watching and just watching somebody, you know what I'm saying? And if it's about skin or whatever, then why ain't you helping out? You know what I'm saying? Or why ain't you running to get some kind of help when it's somebody that looks like you? But that's why I say that's where jealousy and envy comes in. Maybe they felt the type of way, but damn, he did whistle at her. We wouldn't even do it. He wasn't no coward. You feel envious. Oh, well, something, because I really do feel like a lot of people that are strong and that people can apparently see it, they really do try to chop them down and, pull off of their strength, or just flat out be in the background jealous, or undercover jealous, or whatever. Sometimes outright, but sometimes it's the subtle jealous and envious, and just wanting and wishing something happens to somebody, and then they get satisfaction if or when it does. Again, I've experienced stuff like this. Oh, I got me some fruit today. I felt so good. I killed that. It was some honeydew melon, and I got some other things in there, but I killed that whole bowl. It was so good. My body just been probably screaming for that fruit. but but yeah, so all I know is the month of January is almost over. It's my birthday month, and I'm just still thankful that my body was screaming for that fruit. I'm satisfied. I didn't go get in the jacuzzi today. I'm probably go get in there tomorrow. Try to get up early and go do it. And then that'll probably be it. I'm gonna go ahead and let that water out and clean it out and all that good stuff. And I'm thinking about moving it again over, over a little more away from where I got it now. But I don't know. I might just move it just a smidge though, not even much. So it won't be blocking my gas thing and all that or whatever. So if they ever did have to come back here, they don't have to go in my stuff. But anyway, I'm just trying to think, like, there's just been a lot of stuff that, people say it's all gonna come out in the wash. What's done in the dark will come to the light. I be feeling like, dang, people really want what I do. Like right now, I'm sitting in the dark. This is what I'm doing, doing a audio journal or audio vent or whatever, and people want to know. I'm talking about people would go through extreme measures if they really could, if they felt like they would get away with it to see what I'm doing. They would literally be trying to peek in my window and all types of stuff, or whatever you can go through to try to, and they'll find that this is what I'm sitting here doing, talking about how y'all kooky, crazy, those actions that y'all take. Um, and then when they find that this is what I'm doing, oh, that's what she doing, won't even be satisfied, and probably would try to concoct something in their own mind, and just of course to other people, oh man, y'all know I found her, she was in there talking to herself and this that, just all types of stuff. Ain't no telling. That is how this world. That's how I've been seeing this world, people in this world do, and I just be like, if you ask me, where are the normal people? Like, where are people that really are not doing all that? And again, I know I got a bunch of quirky stuff with me. I do certain stuff. I'm discreet. I could be considered subtle or whatever, because if I want to find out something, but I do not carry those bad and ill intentions when I want to find out some information or something like that. I feel like we all got something that we it's a curiosity about, or we might want to know what's going on, and some call it nosy, what I'm saying, or whatever, but it's the ones that have them bad and ill intentions with that so-called curiosity. So yeah, but just feeling a little emotional, still missing my daughter. I want that to change, but I do feel comfortable and almost content saying, just still let it be done according to God's will. Don't let it be done according to God's timing. But I really do want to reunite with my daughter, and I don't want nothing like temporary or anything like that. But I have that slight feeling like, girl, just enjoy what you're in, the season that you're in now with you and your boys, and when it's time, the time's gonna be right and it's gonna be perfect for you and your daughter. And that's a hope, but that's a feeling as well. It's like, don't try to rush it. But as a mom, it's like, and I'm looking at, even on there, made me tell, like, honey, you're a mom. I always relate to, for the most part, relate to moms, period. I don't care, if you can be considered the worst mom or the best mom. Like, we're moms. So the one thing that you had in common is you carried those kids in your womb, and you had to deliver them, give birth, whether it was C-section, whether it was vaginal delivery, or whatever the case may be. But that's what you do have in common if you don't have nothing else. And more than likely you held those kids skin to skin contact and fed them and changed diapers and all that. So I have compassion when it comes to that. And I did, years ago, I asked God to help me to have compassion in compassion, period. But it was certain areas, like there's certain types of people that I just really did not like, and I didn't never hate anybody, but I just didn't like and just didn't never feel like I could get along with that type of person. And I asked God to help me with compassion, and He did. And so I'm 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 having a hard time saying it, but I have been moved with compassion about some stuff. But it really is still that's a tough area for me. Had a few dreams today, wrote them down. I don't even want to go and try to read them or anything, but one of them I can just kind of touch on them a little bit. One of them had to do with, seemed like I was in the house that I used to live in, my childhood house, after we moved from the apartments that we stayed in. When I was younger, we moved to a house, 3-bedroom house, and it was in this little community or whatever. It's like right across the street from the projects, some projects or whatever. But anyway, and it seemed like I was in that house, and I was in the, oh gosh, that's so funny. I was in the room where I have a sister named Jasmine, and I was in the room where she used to sleep. It was her room, and of course, when my so-called stepsister would come down, they would share a room. I had my own room. This was before my other two younger siblings was born. Um, it looked like I was in that room. I had a scarf on my head. I didn't have it just tied to the back. Like I had it, you tie it and you tie it in the front. Looking like somebody's mammy, to be honest. Looking like a mammy. And you know what? I seen that some people in the court, I guess the people that was testifying and stuff, they was wearing scarves and stuff on the stand. I'm like, yes, honey. But anyway, I was sitting in the window. It was nighttime, I believe. And so it was that house and it was that neighborhood, but it also incorporated people in this neighborhood. And I just kept opening the blinds or the window or something like that, kind of sort of like lifting them up or moving them out the way. And the light was on in the room that I was in. So if you was outside, you can definitely see in. And I seen these two cars parked in front of the house, near my mailbox. And me personally, I can't stand people parking near I don't like them parking on this side anyway, but I definitely don't like when they park near my mailbox. They were parked over here, but they were facing, like the community that I used to live in. It had a cul-de-sac up. If I'm sitting in the house, if you look to the left, there was a cul-de-sac. If you look to the right, there was a hill going down. Part of the street name, it has hill in it, and it was sitting on a hill. And we were sitting at the top of the hill. But anyway, if you look to the left, you see the cul-de-sac. So the cars were parked on my side, and they were pointed in that direction. So basically, if they were driving, they were on the wrong side of the street. I'm laughing because they on the wrong damn side of the street when they park over here. Anyway, like, I'm talking about when it happens in the natural. So anyway, they would be on the wrong side of the street. But I guess they was getting ready to leave out as well. And I don't know who was in the car, but one car was black. I have an actual, you know what? I'm going to put a screenshot of it up. Even though I don't want to put all that out there like that. But I'm going to put a screenshot up of it just because. So, because that car was over here today. It's just when I put the screenshot, that's not the direction it was facing in the dream. You see, it was actually like on the right side of the road in the natural, even though it was still the wrong side because y'all not coming to see me. Y'all not guests at my house. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there right now. It was that kind of car. It was two black cars, but one of them had a little silver at the top. It was maybe like a Charger that had like the silver like trim on the top of the doors closest to the windows and stuff. But the whole black bottom part was black. And whoever they was getting in the car and they was leaving out, going out of, I guess, out of the neighborhood, but definitely leaving. And then I saw the dude, and I mean, I'm just gonna call it what it is, the gay dude or whatever. He might have had glasses on. He looked smaller in the dream than he is in real life, but he was, he was walking. He was like on this side, and on this side of the road as well. The cars had already been left out, and he looked at me, looking at him out in the window. He looked at me, then looked down, looked at me, looked down, looked at, a couple times or whatever. And kind of was looking down and looking sad, and he had maybe a jacket or something like that, or like a, he was wearing glasses, so it almost seemed like he was this guy that was my, kind of just reminds me my ex-boyfriend. And I could say his name. His name was Justin. Um, because the dude had a coat. He had a coat like this before. Now that I remember, but like I said, in the dream, it appeared to be dude that was across the street that, yeah, I don't get along with, don't like, whatever. And he had on the glasses. He was looking down. He was going, I guess, in the direction that the cars was going in. I don't know if he was he wasn't running, so it wasn't really chasing after them, but he was walking after them and following behind him. It was like they were driving and riding somewhere, but he had to walk. And if he was gonna catch up or whatever. So that was that, and he just kept looking at me in the window and then looked back down at the ground, look at me, look back down at the ground, and I was just looking with like a real stern look. And so I don't know what all that indicates. And then I had another dream about this guy having on a Steelers jersey, another one of my boyfriends from back in the day, my little boyfriends. I just knew I had me a boyfriend, honey. We was in a classroom setting. The school didn't look familiar at all, but I was walking in the halls, seeing some familiar people. Went into a classroom. This dude was in the classroom. He was in the back of the class, sitting between somebody. I sat closer to the front of the class, sitting maybe in between somebody. But when I walked in, he had on a Steelers jersey. He was smiling, that smile that I like. He was very handsome, nice teeth. I mean, just almost beautiful, honey. But whatever. I don't know what that indicates as well. I'm just like, because these are not people that I interact with. These are people that I have interacted with, and and that's the thing. Not even that if I wondered, are they thinking about me or dreaming about me? But I just wonder, like, you literally just seem like you cannot get rid of them out of your spirit, your essence, your soul, just whatever. Not my soul. My soul was off limits to y'all, but something spiritually. You just, you know. And so it was a dream. Then it was a dream where it seemed like, what house was I in? I don't know what. Oh, it was over near when my grandma was living. She lived in some apartments over near a college, and so I went over there. This house, there was a house over there, and evidently it seemed like my so-called mom was owning it or something like that, or was supposed to upkeep it. And I don't know why I'm laughing on that one, but to God be all the glory for one. But anyway, and there was things in there, stuff like that, old stuff of my grandma's and stuff, and it was some stuff like just how she liked it and left it or whatever. And there was evidently somebody squatting in there or living there or whatever. And somehow we interacted, but yeah. But I could tell that my grandma was definitely gone and dead, and it was just her stuff, just how she, so it kind of brought about a little sadness. I feel like there was another dream that I'm missing, but who knows? I had like 3 or 4 dreams earlier because I was like sleeping back. That's what they say, sleeping back. But I jotted those down. Oh yeah, I had a dream about a wave. I was on a balcony somewhere, like a hotel or whatever, and it was it was daytime, but it was a balcony, maybe like 3 or 4 stories up, and the resort was close enough to where the wave from the beach could reach, but it was like a tsunami type wave, and it was really dark. Like when it tried to come up onto the balcony, it's not even tried, it did come up on the balcony, it covered up the whole balcony, and it was dark, like you couldn't see nothing. It was such a dark wave. So I don't know if I got affected by it, but I know once that happened and I seen it either coming or after it came and maybe subsided, I went on into the to the place. Once you step off the balcony, you go back into wherever the room that you came out of, just to try to get away. And I went and complained to the front desk, like, I'm not having a good experience, and this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna need to come back. Basically, like, take a rain check, this, that, and the third. And they had gave me some dates, and the dates was July 17th, 18th. And I've had, you know what? I've had this date specifically, especially July the 17th. That was in my dreams before. But anyway, they gave me another ticket that said that's when I can come back or whatever, July 17th through July 18th. And I think I was feeling the type of way, like I wanted to be able to choose whatever day I wanted to or whatever. But then there was a short person in the dream. I don't know who it was, but they was making a big old fuss too, saying something and complaining. And that's what helped to seemingly prompt them to definitely give me my free day or whatever to come back. I don't know. Of course, seemingly like some weird dreams to me, but I'm no stranger to dreams, honey. I be having them. And I can talk about them vividly, and most of the time remember them vividly. That's another thing. I be trying to write them down so I don't forget, and especially the details. But sometimes I don't even be feeling like. Sometimes I be like, man, it's very rare, but I be feeling like I'm tired of dreaming. It's like I need to definitely wake up, but also I need to be experiencing certain stuff and not just some of this bad stuff. Like I don't want no dark wave coming nowhere near me. You know. So anyway, that's that. But yeah, just a lot flowing and going on. The snow is definitely melting, and I'm just like gone so soon. Excuse me. Because that's when I feel like they be trying to start up their damn shenanigans. I did make a corned beef hash today. I'm going to make some cabbage tomorrow. Because I definitely don't feel like doing it now. What else going on? We ate some chicken from Publix. It's always good. It's always salty, but it's good and crunchy and crispy and fresh. The driver did not follow my directions that I put on there. So again, I always feel like, well, y'all can follow my instructions. I'm paying the company for a service, of course, and they are paying y'all. So let them keep on paying y'all. You don't need my tip. You don't need my. And I know a lot of people not gonna like the sound of that and this, that, and the third, but oh well. I don't. It is what it is. I know my individual situation. I know what's going on. I know how it be. I know I'm not trying to be harsh or mean. I know that I would want my kids, if they were doing that, I would want them to get paid and get tipped and this, that, and the third. But I don't like the way the companies is even set up to where even other people that work in, restaurants and they have to be waitresses or waiters or whatever, and they gotta live off tips. And it's like, y'all need to be paying your employees, period. We paying for a service. From that, you need to be paying your employees. But, to me, that's part of the faulty system. Anyway, I'm getting ready to get off here. I'm getting ready to try to scroll Instagram maybe and get back to my game because I got like 1,000,000 coins on there. And so I've been winning. But I am going to find that thumbnail, post that or whatever, that screenshot, because it has the card in there. Back to doing my little thumbnails because now it's working again.